Hello, Mrs. Hardy. I wanted to give you what you asked me of a possible workshop or skills that I think are needed for 21st technology skills. So the first thing I think you need to have your teachers go over is they need to be a facilitator. They need to foster a culture where the students take responsibilities for their own learning goals, and that could be independent with group settings. They need to also learn how to manage the use of technology and students' learning strategies and on things such as Twitter or Word or other sorts of social media or learning platforms. You need to create learning opportunities for the students that challenge them. You also need to model and nurture a creative environment where they can come up with their own ideas and don't not be afraid to communicate those ideas. You're also gonna have to have at least 3 of the 4 C's for the learning in the 21st century, and you have to be able to have critical thinking from your students. They need to be able to find a solution to the problem, and while they're finding that solution to the problem, they also need to have creativity by thinking outside the box, not just thinking inside the box for the first possible answer. And when they're going through questions like that, they need to be able to have a citizen-like mentality for a standard. You need to involve your students to have a positive and sociable contributions to the question that we're going over, or it could be the topic or the lesson. You need to be able to make a really positive contribution so that you can build relationships with your students. So even the teachers need to provide positive and social contributions back to their students. So they need to mentor the students in safe, legal, and ethical practices with digital tools, and which can be having a classroom Twitter where they post things that they find interesting and then they can go over information. Or it could be things such as a blogger website where they're writing information down and they're sharing it with each other in a more real time, up to date. And then you need to add some projects or anything that have collaboration where having the students come together for a common goal, such as in my case, I like the Civil War, so you could have them run a Union army per se, where they have to feed them, decide what is necessary versus what, and have them go through struggles. Like you could use some sort of game like Risk, like take the dice and they have to battle the Confederate army or something. But you just want to have the students come together and shows that a common goal, because it's going to create the reliance in the workplace to where they have to rely on their coworker. And going back, they're going to take responsibilities for their own work. When they go out into the future, their critical thinking, they're going to find solutions to problems that they never had in their job. It could be an office, it could be engineering, or any other type. And then they're thinking outside the box. They're not just thinking about the first answer that pops into their head. They're giving reasonable thought to it. And then they're making positive and social contributions toward their job. And then when they're just working with their coworkers, they're just making sure that they're all on the same page, they're all contributing, and they're just there for one goal. And I think that's more what we need to instill in teachers now, to prepare for life instead of just teaching what we have to or we're required to teach. We need to teach life skills that also involve the textbooks that we're required to teach. So if you have any questions, just let me know and email me back or send a screencast like I sent you. Thank you, Miss Hardy.